That's not all.
It is now.
It is, if you got, yeah, where they got. Really just do it. Yeah. And it's on my house, but it's very complicated. Yeah, I am. With a bunch of crosses.
Huh. No.
It's for education. Yeah, I ain't got all that. Where it's going in, where it's going out. I do have to do with it, yeah. I need to be better about it. I'll speak with. Yeah. That's a lot of things. Yep, that's true. That's why I did that. Couldn't see him. No. Not him all. No. That would be loud. They not him all. It'd be worse than John. Oh, over. It's fine. I didn't hear it. I love him too. He is good. He is a good one. Yeah, I saw it too. I'm scraping see more. I'll break it up. It's not for the fee or whatever. It's not the fee. They're gonna want. He pays the $5. Unless it's me and my people, and I'll break it up. Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking, thank you. I'm reading varsity, Gene. No, there's that $5 fee, that $5. Yeah. If you paid the $5, I guess I could add. Did you pay the $5 waiver fee? I think it is. I know it's not on the reimbursement part. Yeah, bring it a little bit. Still right there. I mean, I know it's $5, though. We'll go for it. I will take it. Ours is a big. I know better than solid stuff. I used to bring it. I'm good. Yeah, just bring it up. $5. I mean, it's $5. Wait up. I thought I'd do $5. Yeah. I think. We pay for the CEO, but I have to pay for the. Okay. There's not your fault about it. Do you know how much it is?
I guess I'm authorized, you know. It's just the deal with what they play.
We only pay CDL part, this receipt was not. The ticket, so what we'll just say is we'll pay up to that receipt. It's gonna be less than that. They haven't paid for their license, we just pay the CDL for the CDL part. Right. Regular part, and we just pay the CDL, so I gotta find out how much that is. So we'll just agree to pay up to this. And then I'll find out. How much.
Yeah, we just want to. I just want to. You may have been after watching $35. You pay the $35. I think the other was.
We pay the CDL part.
All right, 5 o'clock.
Let's be precise.
5:02. We're ready to get started on our work session. And first off, we got Sheffield High School cheerleaders. Welcome, y'all.
Good evening, members of the Sheffield City Council. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak with you tonight. We are the Sheffield High School Cheerleaders, and we are proud to share that our team has qualified to compete at the National High School Cheerleading Championships in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, God.
This achievement represents years of hard work, discipline, and teamwork. It is also a chance for us to represent the city of Sheffield on a national stage, sharing our school proud and our community values with us. The total cost of this trip is approximately $25,000. This includes travel, lodging, competition fees, uniforms, and required safety expenses. We are respectfully requesting $5,000 from the city of Sheffield to help make this opportunity possible for every member on our team. Sheffield City Schools serves a high percentage of students from low socioeconomic backgrounds. For many families, the cost of the national competition can be a real barrier, even when students have earned the opportunity through commitment and achievement. Research shows that students who participate in extracurricular activities are more engaged in school, more confident, and more motivated to succeed academically. When students feel supported beyond the classroom, they are more likely to believe in themselves and their futures. Experiences like these help students see possibilities beyond financial limitations. They build leadership, resilience, and pride. These are lessons we carry back into our classrooms, our teams, and our community. By supporting this trip, the city of Sheffield would not only be helping us attend a competition, you would be investing in students who represent the city with integrity, discipline, and pride. This opportunity impacts more than one team and strengthens school culture, inspires other students, and reinforces the belief that students from Sheffield belong on national stages. We are not asking for any special treatment, we are asking for access. Your support would help ensure that every cheerleader who has earned this opportunity can participate regardless of their financial circumstance.
Thank you for being in support of the Sheffield City School and investing in the students who proudly represent the city of Sheffield. Thank you.
Thank you, God. Thanks.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? $1,000 last year is what we did. We're gonna vote on that.
If you will grab it, you can add it to the resolution. You can discuss what you want to do with the resolution.
Are you guys prepared to make a vote on that? One way up or down?
Yeah.
Any like addition, alternative recommendations or suggestions? You, mind if I take this?
Can we pay half of what they're asking? Would that be something we would consider? Or we want to do last year?
Whatever we want.
Yeah, we pay.
That's what I'm asking.
Okay,
That's-
gotcha.
Give them twice that much if we want to, but,
Well,
it's,
Budget, we're looking to see what we got for donations, because we need to.
need to stay in the budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
Budget, yeah, before we
Yeah.
just start. Wholeheartedly, I'm for the cheerleaders. My daughter cheered 5 years at Sheffield, so I know it's hard to come up with that.
Especially with the sport, that where we don't receive, concessions and.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
we've tried our very best to do what we can. So we're very shit for anything you guys can help us with.
I wholeheartedly. support. Yeah, we've got 20,000 budgeted for the year, so we just have to take into consideration, we're dipping in it when we. We're on the front end. Yes.
This day one. And so that's total for the whole year, right? Out of everything. So everybody that comes in and asks for money for that comes out of that. Okay.
Are we giving them?
Huh?
Are we giving them? Are we waiting?
Well, we gave 1,000 last year. I'd be in favor of increasing that. I don't know about the 5. What about 2,500? Anybody got a problem with that?
I have a question. When is the competition?
We leave January 29th. We just received our bid late October, where we placed second out in our division in Huntsville as one of the smallest teams in our division. So we just now got it. So we're pulling together really fast before we head out.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Today, we just left practice early so we can come here with you guys.
All right, thank you.
So we need to hit that spot. So
yeah, let's go ahead and do this.
we might have a problem doing that. Or all, or whatever. I'm more inclined to do that. I mean, I'm saying, yeah, we got a long way to go. I mean, since this is right starting the whole thing, yeah, my thing is, I'm good with the 2,500.
Yeah.
The rest of y'all, what's up, y'all?
It's up to the 2,500,
Okay.
because we're going from 1,000 to jump from 1,000 to 25,000. And we have only 20,000 in our budget for donations, and people have already asked. And so we want to be careful, on how we are spending our donations.
This is true. All right. All right. And then we're looking at the adoption of our budget as presented. You guys, of course, I sent this out before we began to look at, begin to look at. We have, and we're still, by the way, the group, the UNA group and the other experts, are still going to help us, but it's more of not helping us structure the budget, it's helping us with suggestions on explaining the particulars of government financing and offering suggestions on maybe some additional things we can do investment wise as a city with the funds that we have. In the terms of cash and or property. And they still want to use that process for their spring class. They still want them to do that, but it's more for, I guess, our benefit than it is the actual process. Does that make sense? Yeah. You got any questions? I do. Y'all know what I do. That's not. There's no.
Cause I'm real. It isn't on. I'm just probably not close enough. I'll probably get a little closer.
Our live stream can't hear you.
Oh, no. On the budget part. And we, like, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it up, because that's where I am. Like at the rec department, we pay rather close to $23,000 for a lawn service to cut the grass. Why can't we take that 23,000 and use it? We've got 3 guys on staff up there. And y'all gonna get tired of this, but I'm gonna say it. When I worked there, we cut it with push mowers. We had summer help, I was a summer help guy. We cut the thing with push mowers, every part, the seed. We can cut the medians and the circles in the neighborhoods. That was part of our job. Well, instead of us paying somebody to do that, and I hate to take away somebody's job, but we got 3 guys on staff up there, and they got run lawnmowers. We had push mowers. Why can't we had to hire some inmates we're talking about, and let some of them go up there. We can do it. Well, I mean, instead of doling out a little bit.
Or maybe the folks that we have, on staff.
Or summer help.
Maybe.
What,
That's something that needs to go for the record. You're the ones that make that decision.
give us coming out of our budget.
That's right.
That's my,
These are short term things you go with, or just keep looking on what the term,
Okay.
okay,
that would be,
best thing to do, instead of,
that's the order. Yes, that's the
Right.
order, yes.
Okay.
Even though it's out of our budget.
Yes, you don't
Yes.
control the money, but they make,
They make this final decision, you know.
Okay.
so.
They need to attend city council meetings.
well,
Nothing,
that's where you attend theirs and address it with them
Mhm.
and bring it to their attention of what you're suggesting, but all in all, they make the decision.
but
That's the way it's structured. We gotta go with it.
Understand?
I understand that, but I mean, I'm just, like again, I'm learning on the curve. I ain't trying to step on anybody's toes. Really, okay.
It's a valid question. That is a very valid question.
I mean,
3 people on staff and you're actually paying somebody else to do the
Yeah,
work
that's it.
is why.
yeah, I mean, okay, so even though it's out of our budget, it's a different. Even-
There's a lot
Like-
of. Ours and controls all of their, what they do.
Okay. So I'm going back to my paper and it seems like since we're doing the budget for the whole city.
I get it, but they supply their needs to us and it's in there, but
Yep.
they have a board, start with them, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, but I mean, I guess what I'm saying though, since I guess I'm learning this on the fly.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Start there and talk with them at their board.
so we start there and get what we get, see what we see, hear what we hear, and then we can make a decision on if changes need to be made on the budget.
Things can be amended.
Like I said, I'm on. Just, I mean, I'll move on. Like I said, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, I'm just,
Well, and I have one question. So, and I understand this is more placeholder. We'll go back and we can make revisions to it, but, and this is on page 1, but if you go to page 3 of our packet, guys. If you look at the gasoline tax, the revenue from that. In 2019, it was about almost $30,000. Am I right on that? Yeah, $30,000 more for the year in 2019 than it was last year. I'm just curious for the reason for that. Any idea?
No idea, those taxes come in, the gas tax come in from the wholesalers that come in to the city and deliver gas to our city. So that's where that comes from,
What's the thing? I'm sorry.
the wholesalers that come in to deliver gas to our gas
Okay.
stations, that's where the gas comes
okay. Good.
So it's down $30,000 from 6 years ago.
Is that taxed on a gallon basis or is it on a price? Okay, okay.
They send that in each line.
Yeah.
So, just depends on how much.
And so then we've got the depot that services wholesale to all of the gas stations in the county, or most of them.
A good number of them, yeah.
Have we ever looked at restructuring to deal with them?
Not that I'm aware of, man. My understanding isn't Murphy just Walmart?
No, they
They got their own state.
No, they service, it's everybody. Everybody gets the same gas, but each Shell has their additive, Texaco has their additive, so they get the same gas out of the same pump, and then they put whatever specialty, sauce.
Those gas tax almost,
We can ask Chief, but he's an expert on this more than we are.
Any comment on that, Matt?
what is the question?
Well, does Murphy, does everybody get their gas from Murphy?
A lot of people do,
A lot there.
a lot. I mean,
They
not all.
purchase from them.
out of state.
So, but it's a wholesale business, so we don't get a per gallon, type of thing. Is there any way to structure that?
I'm not aware of that, but that may be covered by state law.
Yeah.
The state gets into the gas and things.
But they pay a huge business like.
Yeah.
Would it be that business license? Yes.
Last count, Murphy usually runs about 7 million gallons a month. Now they were down, they float between 3 and 7. They can go as high as 7 a month. They average about 3 million a month.
3 million gallons a month come out of there.
A lot comes.
And they're driving those trucks on our roads that aren't rated for commercial traffic.
I'm giving that mistake.
Have we ever looked at something on the front end along with maybe the business license?
I'm sure we have, but I don't recall myself doing that. It may have been looked at. That's been an issue for a while, I'll tell you. Trucks tear up the streets.
What do we need to do to look at?
Let me research whether the state regulates the wholesale gasoline market.
And maybe from the annual business license perspective, because I know we can't tax it coming out of there, but maybe we can tax based on past or something like that, or if we can adjust the business license to
I'd
reflect.
be happy to look into it, Mayor. My guess is if that could have been done, it would have been done many years ago.
I don't know. I don't know. I think a bunch of things that could have been done that hadn't been done.
Well, that's been an issue. In our road.
I figure it's structured just like a lumber business or something. If you selling lumber, you had a business here, you selling it over most of the show, the taxes are gonna go to most of the show, it's wholesale. Or
Yeah.
if they're coming to buy it, don't buy it.
We can't tax it coming out of, but
Yeah.
we do a
Right.
business license. If we can use like the previous year's output, to adjust the,
But we do use their basis, their license this year is based on what they sold last year.
okay, so we already do that.
Yeah, the gross receipts from last year is what goes on this year's business license.
Okay,
And we could possibly, I'm not saying we
up
can,
that,
could increase their business,
okay.
but it might be regulated. The state,
Maybe a state deal.
they may be involved in that. If they are involved,
How do we find,
I'll do some research on it.
okay. Just out of curiosity, I mean, at least, I don't know, it's worth coming back to the table with them and having a discussion, one way or the other. No, that's not. That's another story. All right. Any more questions on both of you guys?
We need to add that to the agenda to approve, because I see Rita didn't have it on there, so we need to approve the budget.
It's not on, okay.
No, so we'll just add it as number 3. I put the cheerleaders as number 2. And then we'll do the budget as number 3.
You should, cheerleader,
Yeah, I'll put them as number 2 on the resolution. Cheerleader donation.
The only resolution we got is to.
Yes.
And Mayor, for clarity, so throughout the year, we can amend that budget, or is there a timeline? Is there a deadline?
I don't think.
Okay, so it can be amended throughout the year.
Yeah, everybody, y'all have to approve to amend it.
Understood, but yeah, okay, gotcha.
I mean, we can. So we can always go back and
You can, but.
tweak it here and
Yeah,
there.
but, and the auditors kind of, they frown at it a little bit, but yes, you can.
And we have a current audit underway.
We did. We did.
For-
They got started. Like October, maybe.
You guys know that?
No.
We're we're on time. Yeah, we're on time. We've got an audit that's in process now for 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
2025. For 2025.
That needs to be sent to us via email. We need to be informed.
Well, that was something started with the last council.
I understand that, but since, it's still in effect, we need that information.
Well, there's not anything to give you at this point. They're just started. They won't finish it until March. And when it's finished, then they will come and address y'all as a council and let you know how it went, how it was, or whatever. They'll give you an update.
I understand that.
In the pretty pictures and the color guide they give us. And chocolates at Christmas. Okay. Questions on the budget? And number 3, farmhouse. Thank you guys for coming. I dropped the ball on getting the final details of I guess, city-led deal structure for that property. On that, we can, I can get with you guys before the end of the week, and get that further down the road, and then, the final actual, I guess, deal. Problem is, I couldn't find anything that we had done that's similar enough that we could use as a structure for that, so we're kind of coming at it from scratch. So that makes it a little more, I guess, I can't say difficult, but I'm just for lack of not knowing, and don't really have anybody to ask. So that's on me for not having that put together and getting that done in time for this meeting. I've got some things started, but not enough time to get it printed out. It's eliminated. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it's a good thing. We have an open meeting law, but the 6 of us can't get together and have conversations like that outside of this meeting. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing for everybody, but it is a little bit inconvenient when we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We have to wait until city council meeting to actually be able to discuss. We can't even send emails like that. So it has to be handled in an open way so that we can do that. So it's kind of delayed the process of what we're doing about. It's hard to have a discussion, give feedback, and then suggestions, and then get things moving forward if we can't have that discussion at all. And
Mayor, I did notice on there that you as council and mayor are allowed to go into executive session to discuss real estate.
okay, Okay,
Because if you do it, I mean, you eventually have to come out at it open, but you may give competitors an edge, you know what the terms are, but if you go into executive session, you can openly talk about the terms, then come out and take a vote on what the actual action is.
okay.
That's one of the things about it, is for transactions.
Would, would they be able to participate in the executive session?
Come in and talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do that today? I mean, after this meeting, or the end of this meeting, we can go into executive session for a little bit of thoughts like that.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
so don't have to put them off anymore.
Yeah, no, we need to get it, we need to get it going. She needs to get it going.
Get going. So yes,
They're ready to do it. We need to get,
yeah, we don't need to try to hold them up anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Sheffield 365 financial summary. Those were in the last pack. Actually, we gave out for all that. So what we're gonna end up having to do, right, Megan, is figure out how to fit it in there, if it's gonna be a different tab or some of it's line items. Most of it's, just the cost for that year, and we won't have that cost anymore after the year, that sort of thing. So just trying to figure out how to position it around. We'll have that ready to rock on the 20th. Sound good. And then all the dollar, I've done the cost analysis down to even the estimated fuel, cost on everything. And NACOG still hasn't gotten back with the exact terms of, purchasing the beast rig via their revolving loan fund at NACOG. Seems like the holidays, nobody wanted to work during Christmas. Who are these people? And so, but, we have the emergency preparedness and shelter operations SOP, standard operating procedure. We've got the final draft. I've looked at it, looks like a good thing. I think we can go ahead and pass that, we go ahead and pass that tonight or adopt that as a resolution.
If it's a resolution, yes. We just need to add it to the agenda.
And that's, we had a joint meeting, it was building inspectors, fire marshal, police chief, fire chief, and myself, and put together, for, emergency preparedness and, our shelters, warming and cooling shelters, what that means, what we can do as a city. We found out that we can't, by law, we can't use our facilities like our rec centers and things like that for warming centers, because of the liability, on that. They're not sprinkled properly. So we can't have overnight accommodations in city facilities. Unfortunately, it's, that would make it a lot easier to come up with. What we're going to use is a series of church networks that are willing to participate in that process. And the standard operating procedure that we're going to adopt this evening goes into the triggers that activate the procedure, so we can see forecasted temperatures, and if we're going to have temperatures below, I think it's 28 degrees for a period of 48 hours or more, then that'll automatically trigger. And then this SOP tells everybody exactly what we need to be doing. And so we can add that to our manuals and plug and play. And it won't have to be just me making a decision or current chiefs making decisions. And, 10 years from now, somebody will still be able to pull that thing out, and get rocking on it. But we've got it put together, after a few revisions from fire marshal. And, as a final document, we'll publish that online once we get it. after the ninth, after, once we do the, is it a it's a resolution that we do with that?
Do you have the document? How long is it?
10 days.
Okay.
10 days.
That's after the-
And it was fancy with colors, that's why I only made one copy, I don't want to burn out the whole. I made it fancy. Actually, pretty proud of it. But it's a solid document, and it does go, it does document exactly how to handle, situations, that like safety, for our residents. So it's,
I was just wondering if you had it where we could, it could be sent to Rita, but if it's that much, then we can just attach it in the minute book if we need a copy of it in the minutes.
okay.
Be easy probably.
I can always print it out black and white too. I don't have to use all the fancy colors. Looks good. Yes. This is probably for Lisa. On our recycle bins, like the big green things we've got. Who's over, like there's one downtown. There's one.
Waste.
Who's over the, who's over,
Takes care of it.
but who's over to get them moved? Who's over to get them moved though?
They come and do them. I mean, we don't.
No, I mean, recycling, we do.
The-
County, Tri-City just recycle.
but they-
I understand that. What I'm asking though, it's like they moved the one that used to be on Second Street. And they moved it by the package store on Hatch. That's what I'm asking. Who do I talk to? Okay. That's a good answer. I'm on the board. I can go. Right. Nobody knows that recycle thing is the city's. Somebody put on Facebook last night, they were looking for, or the day before yesterday or something, they were looking for one of the recyclable. The only ones that people put on there was the one downtown and the one in the village.
Yeah.
Nobody realizes the one next to the package store is the city's. Everybody, and I didn't know it for the longest. I didn't either, and I asked Barbara, and she said, "Oh, the one by the," I said, "Is that not theirs?" Because I mean, it's right up against their building. So, to me, that needs to be moved. It originally was on Second Street on our property by the discount dams where that retaining pond is they built. That's Sheffield's property. So I mean, that's what I'm asking, and I guess I'll be talking to you about, getting it moved back. Some people know that it belongs to us. We recently, hired a new manager over that process, and he's done a fantastic job. And, which anybody's familiar with our landfill operations, it's a rare thing to say, but this guy's come in and he's done a fantastic job, but he's adding more. Because we've looked at the cost of house to house recycling, and there's no way that that's just not feasible. It's not used enough by all the residents for it to make sense for us to go house to house, so they're gonna add more receptacles in all three cities. See, that's something else that's always been on my mind. Our last city council and mayor adopted a recycle thing. And when I asked them about it, I was told we were gonna have recycle bins and trucks. Well, that's been some minutes ago. So we don't have recycling in Sheffield, other than our bins, right? Right. Yeah, and we won't. I knew that by a year ago. Oh, okay, so, yeah, I knew that by a year ago, and it probably the first time, so, yeah, we won't, but they are gonna add more bins. Because in the recycling business, volume is where the money is, and we don't have the volume right now. So we need more. Sure. And that comes with communication on the city level too, and the other mayors are also looking at a combined marketing campaign on the recycling on that board level. Yes. And to just awareness, just some people would if they knew. And of course, in most cases, especially with recycling, the more convenient you can make it for folks, the more participation you're gonna get. Well, and not everybody's gonna go out of their way to separate their own garbage and pull out their milk cartons and separate from their cans and separate from their glass and separate from cardboard and everything else. So it's,
We tried that here several years ago, and that didn't work.
no, and we also service the county, so to go house to house, especially in the county, becomes, it's cost prohibitive to try to do that. And participation's not at a level where it makes sense. Is what they looked at. And that, because when the new guy came in, the first thing he wanted to do was add that back in, and then they did the cost analysis. It was no possible way to pull that off.
Well, just like I said, it just came across last night.
But we are gonna get additional pickups in all three cities. One or two, actually, I think is what he's talking about.
You know, that one, like I'm talking about, was on the package store down in Texas. There's nobody, I mean, I didn't. Nobody knows.
Well, that's part of the reason. Yeah, it's the education, or at least the information, flow of information doesn't exist. So it's something that we've got to
Work on.
And, but the other two mayors, are on board with that. So it's going to be a combined, county, marketing effort to at least inform folks where these things are. And there's some significant, local garbage education that needs to happen too, as I understand. I've been doing it wrong. I don't know if you guys have been doing it wrong, but, the garbage, the household garbage that goes in the can, that's supposed to be, I've always, if you could fit it in that can, fit it in that can. And if it didn't fit in the can, that's what you put on the street. Well, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. And, I've been doing it wrong, for a long time. And, of course, now I see the other side of it. And I know those chunks of 2x4 and chunks of metal and everything else I put in there, but that's
Mailboxes.
we got we got it.
Mailbox.
Mailbox. You can't, because we pay by the ton to dump that stuff. And, anyway, it's, and they go to separate places. What they pick up off the street goes to the landfill, and what comes out of the cans itself actually goes to the transfer station. I didn't know that either. Something I've learned. And, that's a kind of a weird way to do it, but that's how we do it right now. And maybe that changes in the near future, but as of right now, that's how. And then we're transporting our household waste, to Morgan County, which is, and we have a landfill. It's a strange situation, but it's getting fixed. Sometime in the next 4 years, I can tell you that. But but there's a significant amount of education that, I'm sure our sanitation folks would appreciate too, that they have to deal with on how to turn the garbage cans, what to put in them, don't stack stuff on top of it. And, don't put it up against the back of your car or next to your mailbox and things like that. And just simple things, and most of it is folks just don't know. They're not aware. And all it is a garbage can. And that's, I thought I was winning just because I had to turn around the right way, but I've been doing it wrong for a long time. I'm sure a lot of other folks are too, just for not knowing any better, really. Number 6, discuss rebuild Alabama funds report.
Yes, I was going to have something in the packet, but it turns out we didn't spend any in that fiscal year, the last fiscal year. We didn't start spending until October. So it's sort of in this fiscal year, so we'll have something that we have to report. This is only on here because the state requires in the first meeting in January that I give a report, or someone does, if we've spent any of our Rebuild Alabama funds. So there was none spent during the 24th. It didn't hit until October. We actually had started the process and got invoices, but we didn't start paying until October. So, this past year. So We don't have anything to report.
Huh.
This time.
Okay.
So I just have to have that on record.
And I know we don't normally, so we're done with our official work session agenda before we start our general meeting. You guys have anything, anybody?
I just have a question like an update. Should I just add it in, when we did communications? I just have a question.
You can ask it.
Yeah?
Sure.
Just two.
Get your microphone. I didn't, I said one. You can ask three if you want. I thought you just had one.
I'm trying to be polite. Okay, my first one is there an update on the paving project? Is it over? Is it done? Do we know?
Yeah, well,
That's the same question.
we've got, it's not done. There, we're waiting on what, I'm not sure exactly. But we are waiting on reflectors. So as I understand it, we're gonna have, yellow reflectors down the center line of all the new pavement. And white reflectors on the outside, on both sides, on all the new pavement, or on the majority of it. There
So
are,
the outside sections, are those complete as much as they will be outside of the reflectors?
yes, unfortunately, they
Okay.
are. And they claim that they're done on the cleanup as far as the sand treatment that they were talking
Yes.
about.
Mhm.
Didn't take or didn't do what it was supposed to, which is why it ended up in the gutters and people's yards, and things like that. And then they used quite a bit of extra gravel. I think they did pick up quite a bit of it, and we've got piles of it. Street sanitation problem. It's piled up out there that we're gonna be able to, I guess, spread out and take advantage of, but, it still fell short, I think, on the way, but yeah, it is, that's done as far as their concerned. But they still have yet to come back and put the reflectors down. We added a little bit to the cost of that, that we're going to, it was gonna be a weird setup and, only on certain portions of the road with the reflectors.
Mhm.
And so, I think it was a question that I had even before we swore in, about that. And I was like, no, let's get all the reflectors. And so the difference was like 7,000 or 15,000. And what they were looking at doing a reflector every 40 or 60 feet was kind of ridiculous. So we're gonna get them like they're supposed to be, so that it makes sense and that it actually does what it's supposed to do, at night. Be
Okay,
able to see.
one last
Yeah.
question, update. So, I think our lives are going great. I hope people like our lives, but they,
Oh, yeah.
so for updates for those who do not have access going forward, are there any other options of information, communication for those who do not have access to this?
Yes. And we have, those of you that are here, we've simulcast live on this on YouTube. The city now has a YouTube channel, and on our Facebook page. So these meetings are live streamed on that, and then they're recorded for posterity, that can be accessed on both of those channels. Not everybody frequents the internet enough to understand that that's where that's available, and that's fine. And there's some people that don't use it or want to use it or don't know how to use it.
Right.
But I think something that we had talked about is, starting up a newsletter, at some point. Again, you get into, well, we can print that, or we can email it, but if we're emailing it, then, I mean, we're kind of in the same boat, right? And, but there are some folks that would rather get a PDF emailed to them than go on YouTube and watch a video. And there are some that don't do the internet at all. And maybe, that those are a low enough number that if we can afford to make that print. We're not gonna be able to print every single thing, that we do, but it'll have to be a highlight, like a newsletter, like deal once a month that goes out, or once every other month, or whatever we decide to do.
Would we use that also for like events, say like the Christmas parade?
Yeah, it'll have to be an event calendar added to, so it'll be a newsletter, but again, the capacity to actually put that together and format that and get it printed is, that would be on me right
Yeah,
now.
I just wanted to ask.
Now, you guys approve, an assistant.
Start with budget.
Let's start getting ahead of ourselves. All right. All right. Anything else? Before we start, all right. We're gonna start. Oh, yes. Come on up.
I'm Timothy Howell, and I want to talk about the renaming of Sterling Avalon Farm to after Mr. Stewart. And reason I have a problem with that, I go back to 1965, Sterling High School. 1965, Sterling High School, there was a young man named Franklin Anthony. And Franklin Anthony made a threat to a student, his name was Charles Briggs. He made the threat that I'm going to kill you or give me an answer to a test. Mr. Stewart and the student body of Sterling High School was put on notice about this young man. A little bit later that day, Franklin Anthony stood up in class and he looked at a young lady, looked at a young man and said, "Why don't you give me the answer to the test?" February 18, 1965, he shot Christine Grant in that classroom. Mr. Stewart failed to protect that young lady. He failed to protect Sterling High School, the student of Sterling High School. So I don't think his name should be memorialized at Avalon Park because he failed to protect.
Okay,
That's my opinion.
thank you. What was your name again, sir? I'm sorry.
Timothy Howell.
Timothy. Thank you. We've heard some things, but not that. Yeah, with that. I'm learning. I should have researched it more before we.
He fired the class day.
That's the general name. What the ladies? Calling the meeting to order. Aye.
Let's pray. Dear God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the people here, not only on council, the state or the city officials, but also the people in attendance and people watching online. God, I hope that 2026 is a new year, truly a new year for our residents. I pray that each of us starts to see ourselves the way that you see us. I pray that we learn to love the way that you love us. And I pray that we leave fear, anxiety, worry, anger, bitterness, we leave all of that in 2025. I leave that at the door. And we approach 2026 boldly with confidence to not only change the city, but to change the lives here. In your name I pray. Amen.
Thanks. Motion to adopt the agenda as amended. I have a motion. So moved. Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes from our last meeting on December 15th. Let's kick those out. If there's no changes, we have a motion to approve the minutes from the last council meeting.
So moved.
Second. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Okay. Communications, hearings, petitions, complaints, appeals, anything for you guys? From you guys? No? No? Yes. Proclamation, Human Trafficking Prevention Month is the month of January. From the governing body of Sheffield, Alabama proclamation, January 2026, Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Whereas human trafficking is a public health issue and crime that harms the health and well-being of children, individuals, families, and communities, often across generations. And whereas human trafficking can happen to anyone in every community, and whereas human trafficking is connected to many other forms of violence and exploitation and often shares common risk factors such as lack of resources and unsafe environments. And whereas strengthening communities requires collective action to prevent, recognize, and reduce the conditions that contribute to exploitation and to create environments where people are protected from human trafficking and other forms of violence. And whereas a successful response to human trafficking requires a coordinated community-wide response that includes collaboration across sectors and with those who have experienced human trafficking to ensure that services and programs are effective and meet the needs of survivors. And whereas every individual, family, community, and organization can help raise awareness, prevent trafficking, and support survivors by learning how to take action. And whereas City of Sheffield would like to be designated as a trafficking-free zone, showing our commitment to action and awareness and partnerships to comprehensively address the issues of human trafficking. And now, therefore, I, Brian Van Dievender, as mayor of the City of Sheffield, do hereby proclaim January 2026 as Human Trafficking Prevention Month and reaffirm our commitment to human trafficking awareness, training and education activities, strengthen resources for those impacted by human trafficking, and to being designated a trafficking-free zone, supporting a more coordinated, comprehensive response to prevent and combat the crime of human trafficking. I'll sign that. Is there somebody here for that, or is? Okay. Yes. Our second city council meeting of the month of January is usually the third Monday, which is Martin Luther King Day this year on the 19th. So we've moved our meeting to the following day on Tuesday, January 20th. Same bat time, same bat channel. Then we have was it a resolution? Is for the cheerleaders? Is that what we're doing?
We'll start. We'll do it.
Oh. Right. Consider approval of expenses, $56.25 to Jimmy Crosswhite, Street Department for renewal CDL. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion carries. Did we find out did we get the answer on that $5?
Well, I'll reimburse him for the CDL part.
Okay.
We just gotta find out how much that is, so I said we just go ahead and approve it for this amount, and then we'll break it apart. We don't pay for their actual license.
Because the 5 was in addition to this, so it was actually $61.25. Did you pay $61?
It's the best.
Or did you pay $56?
I paid the 60. But that's what the extra 5 was. I had my vessel license put on, that's probably what the 5 was. So, I ain't worried about voting.
The CDL part.
Okay.
that we
Okay.
require.
Sorry, I didn't get that. So, yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's correct.
That was the question.
Yeah.
I just don't have to.
Okay, good deal.
You're done.
Okay, I just don't short.
Alright.
Everybody's
Yeah,
gonna have those,
Yeah.
but we require the CDLs as an extra, so we cover the CDL part.
Yes, sir. But I mean, I'm just not going to short about it.
Oh, wait.
Even $5. I mean, that's just. Then as discussed for our cheerleaders, $2,500 payout.
I'd like to make that motion.
Okay, second. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. Motion carries.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
Yes. Y'all know, I know y'all.
Stick around for the whole meeting.
I'll stuck around long enough, not to.
Two of them. Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck, thank you.
Then we got a motion to approve the budget, as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Or, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion carries. In the emergency. Yeah. Yeah. Motion to adopt the standard operating procedure for emergency preparedness and shelter operations, revision number 2. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion carries. And
We'll have to have a motion to adjourn to executive session.
We have an announcement. We have an announcement. But
So-
yes, I guess.
we're, now. Yeah. I'm announcing the reappointment to the Planning Commission Board of, former Mayor Steve Salmon and Barbara Cook, who were on the Planning Commission as mayor and councilwoman. And then, Dr. Stokes and I were on that board as residents, and now we're mayor and councilman. Then they had, we requested, Mayor Stanley to, remain on the board. There aren't very many people in the city that understand the ordinances and zoning, classifications more than that guy. So we wanted to, and fortunately, he agreed to do that. And then Barbara's going to stay on as well, on our planning commission. So, and making, for some of our residents this week, we'll figure out. Right now, we don't have the capacity or mechanism for publishing our budget online. I'll figure out the best way to go about doing that and presenting that. It's a lot of There's a lot of information that not too many people are gonna be interested in, but at least the crux of it and the total amounts and things like that, we'll make that available, online. It'll be because of the size of the document, we'll put a link. It'll probably be on a drive, Charlotte, for you to download. Okay.
Make a motion?
And do we need a motion for?
Yes, so I make a motion to move to executive session to discuss the streetcar barn property. Oh, do you want to open up the,
Well, we did that in the work session. Do we have any public input? Anybody? I already gave that. No? Yep, and we're gonna move into an executive session to discuss real estate, right?
so, yeah, motion to move into executive session. Okay, second.
Okay. There you go. We're not gonna, yeah, so the meeting's effectively over. I think we're gonna reconvene to adjourn, but that's gonna be it. You're more than welcome to hang out and watch that part of it. Thank you all. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, that's their choice. That's their range.
Yeah.
You see that belt back there, one of the guys left, the radio, take a look at it. They're on the red question, so.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Brad.
Radio.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I didn't see it before. I'm sitting. I see it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting all this. Nobody.
I had a great. How about you? Yeah, I just put that. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Just hang on.
Visually, if he can, if there is such a thing.
Okay.